Hello and a warm welcome to all of you joining us on www.thepopray.com. Sri Lanka's #1 sports are bringing you the action live and exclusively of St. Antony's College hosting Trinity College Kandy in their first game of the Single Schools Rugby League 2018. Pictures brought to you in partnership with Antonian Media Unit, who are helping us with the technical work of the game. So a big shout out to the Antonian Media Unit. Traditional rivals here in Kandy, Trinity College and Antonians couldn't play their traditional big match during the weekend due to unfortunate scenes happening in Kandy, but here they are given another chance at their rivalry. Antonians, the Eagles, will be looking to end a long drought of victories against Trinity College. They haven't been able to get a victory for the past 5 years. So that will be something that will be bogging them down. But on the other hand, Trinitians, a very, very young outfit. And to all of you who are joining us from around the world, a big shout out, and also from Colombo. Do pass on the message that we are coming to you live on Sri Lanka's #1 Sports Hub and also the Antonian Media Unit page on SAC Alerts. Let's take a look at the two teams that will be taking the field. Here are the hosts: Kavind Amarakon, Muhammad Shabir, Lashan Mahindra Ratna, Jiten Dalugala, Ruan Amarasinghe, Muhammad Makarim, Kavish Kajayasuriya, Suhel Wasim, Ashen Prem Ratna, Ishar Aliyanage, Savisha Virakon, Sashika Vijayawardena, Dharmasiri, Niranga Ranavira, and Tharind Aryapala making the first 15. And in the bench, Chamod Vanasinghe, Tirushay Kanayaka, Matisha Amarasinghe, Selvaraja Roshan, Madhav Fernando, Hari Emmanuel, Akash Pulwata, and Nihan Pereira making the replacements. For the Trinitians, we have Nimesha Kanayaka, Niranjan Vitarana, Pravinda Vijitilaka, Yomal Bandara, Joshua Peter, Dhirendra Ratwata, Ikram Mohammed, Lennox Kaleratna. Coming in at number 8, Amit Kulatunga, Avish Kashik, Vishwa Ranaraja, Warren Virakon, Navin Rajaratnam, Gishap Kulatunga, Heshan Bandaranaika making the 15, and we will hope for a silence during the Antonian school song. So there you go, the two schools going through the final necessities and going through their school anthems. And here are the replacements. Mahdi Abdullah, Yaswant Mekhan, Netra Dulandit, Zaid Mohammed, Tidas Tantirige, Dani Duherat, Akita Sakal Surya, Tehan Karnanayaka, Harsh Samar Singh and Shuaib Mohammed for Trinity, the replacements. And joining with me in commentary is Kavint. Welcome, Kavint.
Hello, Darshana. This is going to be an exciting game for both sides, as this is the first game in Kandy. Two school crowds and huge crowds present here at Nithavala Stadium. And the Papare bands alongside.
The players being introduced to the chief guest of the event, the rector of St. Antony's College, principal of Trinity College. And also I see Mr. Shanita Fernando, renowned Antonian captain, Captain CRNFC as well. Both these schools will be looking to impress in their first outing. And remember, this is going to be very personal for both schools. Traditional rivals, brother schools missed out enjoying at the big match. So this will be a bigger match for them. Season opener against their arch rivals. Antonians will be looking to make a statement, make amends for all the years they haven't been able to get over the Lions. On the other hand, Trinity will be looking to make a good start. Very young team, not much experience. And we can already hear the crowds, the schoolboy crowds just underneath us, very much pumped. As the players for Trinity, it's going to be interesting. Lennox Kaleratna switching from Royal College and donning the red, yellow, blue for the first time this game. Wearing the number 8 jersey, seems to have put on a little. And Trinity bringing on Avish Kashik to the number 10 jersey. Surprise move there. Akita Sakala Surya seemed to be the preferred 10 before the season.
It might have been for the injury he's having. He hasn't played the preseason matches as well. So that might have been the reason Coach Lote has opted him at the fly-half jersey.
Absolutely. Trinity skipper Sheikh with the ball, ready to kick start. Here you go, here comes the battle of the blues when it comes to cricket. You can say that for the rugby as well. No love lost within these two teams. And the Trinitians force an error from the Antonians. Very, very unfortunate there. Not able to collect that ball cleanly. And win the first scrum of the season.
And an early mistake by the scrum half, Tuel Wasim. Puts Trinity in a strong position here. And they will look to drive this ball and get the first points on the board.
My belief is they will try and get either get Lennox Kalaran to break from the back of that scrum rather, or will send it straight out to Warren Veerakun, who's lining up, if you can see, in the number 12 jersey as the first receiver from that scrum.
And I completely agree with you, Sudarshana, because Lennox last season was brilliant for Royal at the number 8 position.
Vishwarana Raja in the number 11 jersey. Yeah, winger for Trinity. Toured with the Commonwealth Sevens as well, so plenty pace to burn there and a lot of experience. Here comes Lennox Kalaradna. First break of the season, cleared by Warren Veerakun. Kulatunga gives it out to Joshua Peda, big hit in the middle. Now going round Trinity. Pravinda Vijay Tilaka carries the ball forward. Change of direction. Quick pass from Sheikh. Warren Veerakun is held very well by the Antonian defenders. Anthony's defending their line well, not letting Trinity gain meters. Cross the gain line. Trinity with the 7th phase, and Antonians have managed to turn this around, and that's a very good clearance kick coming inside from the 22. Good work by the Antonians.
And it was Mohammad Shabir, the standout player last season for St. Anthony's, who won the turnover. And cleared by Gihan Nishara, another player who toured Bahamas in the 7th jersey along with Sheikh and Vishwarana Raja.
First line out for Trinity. Very important that they get this one right. Niranjan Vitarana opts to go to the second pot, and that's crooked. Not a good start for the hooker.
So early mistakes by both the sides. A knock on by Tual, and the Trinity hooker sending the line out crooked as well. So these mistakes need to be clarified if they are to go on with the game, and the forwards will be favored here. As you can see, rains have come down, and it is muddy conditions underfoot, and it is St. Anthony's here with the feet to the scrum. Tuel Wazim, the VC, with the ball.
First opportunity for the Antonians with the ball. Shabir takes a quick tap. He was a devastating player. Good hit to start with by Shabir, the deputy skipper of this Antonian outfit. Another great carry by the big prop forward.
That's
sends it out. I don't know whether that was the correct options. He had men on the outside.
Two good hits by Mohammad Shabir and Kavind Amarkon, the captain for St. Anthony's, and they've cleared it down the field.
Rehan Bandarnaik at that time clearly losing his cool. He needs to be very careful because the referees are very strict on their behavior. Yes, the Antonian player was charging on him, but he was charging the ball, so the Antonian had all the rights to do that. But Bandarnaik a little too pumped up maybe. Niranjan Vitarana with the second throw in, and the referees having a few words with the captains. Must be telling them to calm the boys down. Remember, it's the first clash of the season. Yes, being a little pumped up is okay, but you should make sure that it doesn't spill over. Vitarana did not have a very good throw the first time around. Now he's in the danger zone, close to the red zone of his own team. Two clear pods, and they opt to go to number 4. Kalanaratna takes it through the middle. Pravinda Vijay Tunga, but the referee has spotted a lost forward, and Antonians come away with a scrum. So 2 line-outs, 2 mistakes. Not very good for Trinity. Not good news for Niranjan. He needs to make sure that he gets his composure. It can be a little nervy earlier on in the season, and I do apologize for not being able to identify the Antonian players. We haven't been provided with the jersey numbers on the team sheets, and we are working on getting the jersey numbers as soon as possible.
And that's Mohammad Shabir with the ball. A good hit. And that's Ishar Aliyanake, who toured Bahamas with the 7th team. Some good phases building up for Antonians here.
Great work by the Antonians. Good build-up play. And here goes the big prop forward. They need to make sure that they commit enough numbers onto that rocks. Trinity this time penalized for coming from the side. brilliant opportunity for the Antonians to put first points on the board, get first points of the season. And the center with the number 12 jersey takes on the first kick. Mohammad Makarim is being given the responsibility of taking first points for Antonians. Very good build-up play by the Antonians. They are looking solid with a ball in hand. What they will like to do is make sure that they continue possession, build on it, and then look to go out wide, because they've been kicking from the middle. Makarim especially has been given the responsibility of kicking from the middle.
And he'll have big shoes to fill of Samuel Madhuanta, who has been brilliant for them the last 2 seasons. And here's Makarim lining it up.
Pin drop silence here at Nittavala. Nice to see. A low kick, but no problem. Finds the mark. 3 points to nil. Antonians get first points on the board for the season. Must be a big relief. But it was lovely to see that the both schools were silent while the kick was going. Something that is not portrayed or displayed very much these days in rugby, where it has gotten very competitive. There was pinned up silence here at Nittarala. Avishka Sheikh to restart. Antonians 3 points to nil with 8 minutes on our clock. And Trinity, given their third line out, they've been unsuccessful so far in the first 2 lineouts.
And the number 15.
We'll see whether they will be a third time lucky. Yes, come in.
And the number 15 opted to touch straight away. And they are trying to use their forwards a lot more than the Trinitians, as by the looks of it, because they, as the look of it, they have a good higher pack weight.
It could partly be because of the current weather conditions. It's typical Kandy weather. It's been drizzling all day long, quite gloomy now as well. So the outfield underfoot conditions are quite wet. That's a good throw by Vitarana. Avishka Sheikh feeds it to Warren Veerakon, who runs into a very, very good tackle by the Antonian hooker. Kulatunga now to Sheikh, puts in a little chip. Now it's a foot race. Oh, that is obstruction. Referee will have a take a look at it. The player was clearly held from his jersey. Seems like the left referee is letting that one go. But good work there by the Trinity skipper, recognizing that there was absolutely no one as the last line of defense from the Antonians to put in that little chip. But the Antonians doing equally well to make sure that the ball was out and not getting into the hand of a player with the red, gold, blue jersey. And if you're joining us now, a warm welcome. You haven't missed much. Antonians got onto the scoreboard with a 3-pointer. And here we are with the restart.
Not a very good kick, as he failed to get much distance on the ball. And here's Trinity again with the possession.
Joshua Peter, the man tucking the ball in. Trinity looking to run this. Sheikh gives it out to... Now it's out on to Vishwaran Raja. They need to be careful, the Antonians. Left behind, but Trinity managing to salvage that ball. Sheikh to Kulatunga. Shoes and goes. Ravinder takes the ball forward for Trinity. Kulatunga sends it out to Peter. Peter has had quite a few carries, a big man. Now Sheikh again opting to put the ball to boot. Isolated number 11 for Antonians, and he loses the ball in the process. be very, very careful about their last line of defense inside the 22 meters. It's the second time Sheikh opted to go for the boot, recognizing that there was nobody at the back.
And
But I think Trinity will do well to keep the ball in hand. We haven't seen the line in motion still. They have good finishers on either end, Vishwarana Raja, and on the other hand, we have Gishab Kulatunga, who are the two wing threes.
And both lineouts, there were plenty space behind both the line for Antonis, and it was good thinking by Avishka Sheikh.
Strom in an attacking position for Trinity. And here goes Lennox Kaleratna. Stopped into shot and will be penalized. Oh, seems like that's the first try. What a first game from Lennox Kaleratna.
And it was brilliant by Lennox Kalyanaratne. Scrum half stole the ball, and it was handed to Lennox Kalyanaratne, and he barged his way over the line. And that's the first try of the season for Trinity and Lennox Kalyanaratne. It's 5-3 in favor of Trinity College with the conversion to come, and it looks like it's Avishka Sheikh who's given the kicking duties. So after some scrappy play by both teams, Trinity have finally managed to put a try on the board, and this is Avishka Sheikh who's lining up the kick.
Captain Sheikh, who's been handed the kicking duties, doesn't impress first time around, but Trinity College now taking the lead through Lennox, who's just joined Trinity from Royal College. That's going to be an interesting affair come the end of the season when he plays against his old alma mater. But what a start for him here in Nitavela. 5 points.
What a Bradby he'll have.
Provided he gets selected to the team, Kavint. It's too early to call. It's the first game of the season. Nimesh Ekanaika carrying the ball forward. A good strong carry by him.
And that's Naveen Rajaratnam with the ball, and a lovely offload to Avishka Sheikh.
Kulatunga now gives it out to the lanky Mohammad Ikram. Missed out a big part of the last season. Now Sheikh offloads to Rana Raja. Vishwarana Raja is going to be hard to stop. What a brilliant tackle by Aryapala that time.
But unlucky, it was a forward pass by Sheikh to Rana Raja, and referee brings back play.
Yes, but take nothing away from the tackle from Aryapala. Antonian number 15 completely marking Rana Raja, not letting him run around or through him. Great piece of defensive work, putting himself on the line. Now Antonians have a scrum on the 30-meter mark. They will do well to make sure that they use their line to good effect, because remember, I haven't seen the Antonian line in motion still. Premaratna, who did play fly off in exchange with Samuel Madhuantha, now given the responsibility of the number 10 jersey. Cramps earlier on. Difficult signs for Trinity. Seems like Avishka Sheikh is the man cramping up. Or is it Mohammad Ikram? It was Mohammad Ikram who was cramping up. Getting a little stretch around. Seems like he's put on a few inches. Mohammad Ikram, the Trinity number 7, was a fabulous player last season in the few games he did play. Unfortunately got injured against Sahira College and missed out the bulk of the season. Good scrum by Trinity, putting pressure. Shabir breaks. Good tackle by Sheikh to stop him in his tracks. Now the Antonians again looking to kick. That was a late charge by Avishka Sheikh. Referee playing advantage to the Antonians. And will penalize Trinity on where the ball was landed. Avishka Sheikh a fraction late. And a little bit of romance. You can expect this. It's just the beginning of the season.
And two rival schools playing. And
it's taken in good spirit by both teams.
It was Gisha Pakuratunga who missed the high ball and done very well by Gihanisha.
Not a very good kick, but nevertheless finds touch. Now the Antonians with their first attacking line out. Mahinda Ratna given the responsibility to put the ball in. I beg your pardon, it's actually Vijay Vardhana who's throwing it. Opting to go to number 4. Not collected cleanly, but nevertheless managing to hold on to position. Now Trinity turns the ball over. Roger Ratnam straightly was in two minds whether to offload or to send it out. Avishka Sheikh fends out the first player, loses his footing, trying to run around the second. That's a very good inside ball to Joshua Peter. Kulatunga to Ikram. Great strength shown by Ikram. Good clean ball coming for Trinity, and that's a terrible mistake by Dhirendra Ratwat, who loses the ball. And a high tackle here. See, referee will most probably reach into his pocket. Gishap Kulatunga could get the first yellow card of the season now for Trinity. There you go, yellow card, and rightly so. The rules are very strict. Player safety is of utmost importance, and that was a reckless tackle to say the least. So Gishap Kulatunga will spend 10 minutes in the bin. Ideal opportunity for the Antonians, and what a kick that is. What a brilliant kick that is. Right on the money, just meters away from the try line, and the Antonians now smell blood. They have the numerical advantage as well. They will want this line out to be perfect. These are things that they've done over and over again in the training pitch. Vijay Vardhana dries the ball up as he wants to get it perfect. Has the full line to choose from and goes to second. Antonius trying to set this up. Shabir rips from the front a little too early, and his foot has been in touch while in contact with the ball. Very, very unfortunate. They haven't read the ground well. The Antonians should have moved a little inside when they set up that maul, so that Shabir could have enough space on the left side to break. A very good ball carrier, Mohammad Shabir, in the number 8 jersey. Was a prolific player for Antonians last season. Alongside the likes of Madhuanta, he impressed, and also Dinu Kamar Singh and Jehan Silagama. Big names, and he was still impressive. Shabir. He also fulfills the duties of the prime jumper, a tall man. Trinity under pressure in this line out. Goes to number 4 again, misses the mark, and manages to salvage that ball. Kulatunga kicks from base, and Antonians are given a second life.
It was very good by both the teams, and leading up to it, what a kick that was. It was almost 50 meters, and Anthony should have scored from that line out. unlucky. They were driven into touch, but they have the opportunity yet again. Vijay Vardhan with the throw in. I'm sure it will go to Mohammad Shabir.
Another mistake in the line-out situation. I don't understand why they're trying to throw long both teams, because there is a slight drizzle and wet ball conditions. Both Trinity and Antonians need to make sure that they get to their basics. But Trinity now countering. Very well collected by the Antonian number 15. Another high tackle. Trinity need to make sure that their tackles are in the proper areas. Mohammad Ikram, this time the culprit.
And the referee stops the clock. Seems like there will be a few words to the captain.
I believe this time around, Kavinta, it was referee will deem it as accidental, because Ikram is a tall lad. He did extend his arm out, but there was no malice into it. So he will have a word with Avishka Sheikh though.
And the player was going down as well.
Absolutely, and he will have a word with Avishka Sheikh. He will want Sheikh to tell the boys. He will want Sheikh to tell the boys that their tackles need to be in the regulated area. That's not a very good kick, but Trinity not wanting to claim that one. Antonians now go into the 22-meter mark of Trinity College. What Antonians need to focus now about is to make sure that they get some composure, get the ball moving. They have the numerical advantage. They will only have it for 10 minutes. That's a good hit through the middle. Premaratna now swinging it wide to Makarim. Makarim deciding to take it through the middle. That's not a very good pass, but Antonians playing with advantage and wins a penalty inside the 22. Need to take it quickly, and Premaratna does so. Swings it out wide. The big prop forward, Amarkon, carrying the ball for the Antonians. Good build up. And Mohammad Shabir taking inside ball from Premaratna.
And Kavind Amarkon needs support there. But still Anthony's with the ball. Tries to pick and go. Still around 5 meters short of the line.
Opting to keep the ball with the forwards. Very good tactic by the Antonians. They have a heavy set of forwards who are doing the hard yards for the team at the moment. Trinity need to be mindful of the short side. They only have 2 men. And if the Antonians decide to use the short side, they can be in trouble. And here you go, exactly as we told, and we called it. That will be the first try for
and
the
that
Antonians.
is Ishar Aliyanage, the man who went to Bahamas, the seventh champ. It was very good by the scrum half. He pointed to the left side, and he went to Ishar Aliyanage, who went completely the other way, and it was a good build-up try by the Antonians.
Great recognition of space by the scrum half, Wasim, pointing Lienage to go to the another side. We remember another center from Anthony's, Pradeep Lienage, who used to run around this park at Nittawala. He was a good center for Kandy Sports Club as well. But another Lienage here, getting the first try for Anthony's. What a brilliant recognition of space by Wasim that time. I just said that Trinity needs to be careful on the short side. And yet again, Nittawala, pin drop silence. Makarim's kick is short and wide. So the score will remain at 8 points to 5. Antonians regaining the lead. We've seen some interesting play from both teams. Antonians, every time they have position, they look very, very dangerous. Trinity, on the other hand, need to work well to build up the faces. We haven't seen the fluency that you would expect from Trinity. Maybe with the swapping of places. Sheikh to restart. Opts to kick it deep. Goes straight to the hands of Premaratna. Premaratna kicks it back and finds Kaleratna. Now Trinity counter-attacking. Sheikh lobs a pass to Rajaratnam. Rajaratnam now beats the first man. Offloads to Warren Veerakon. Has one man to beat. Very well defended by the Antonians. Trinity now trying to reply straight away. 5 meters to the Antonian whitewash. Seems like the coach has opted to bring in a replacement for Trinity. Long and wide pass. Ranaraja barely managing to collect that one. Rashan Bandaranaike takes the ball inside. Antonians will be penalized, yes. For there were hands in the ruck, says the referee. So interesting call to be made by the Trinity skipper. Do you go for the line or go for 3 points? I believe it's quite early in the first half. He needs to go to the line, show some confidence in his thrower, and that is a terrible click. Avishka Sheikh, you can protest all you want, but that was a terrible kick. He just had to kick it to the side. When it goes from the in goal, it's a 22-meter scrum. You need to know the law better, son. You're captain in Trinity College.
And might have been the wind as well. And it looks like it's Satish who's the fullback.
Beg your pardon, that was a 22-meter restart. And the Antonians doing very well to charge on it. Trinity with a good counter up.
Warren Veerakon charged down
and
and
the sides. Should have been patient. It's never that easy. You need to make sure you come around from the gate. Bit of bromance. Referee having a stern look at it. Wants the two set of players to go to the sides.
Warren Veerakon was very well marked by the fullback, and it was a very good kick, a precise kick to be honest. The 22-meter dropout, and it looks like the touch judge has spotted something, and they'll have a word with both the captains.
Referee wanting to have a word. He wants to lay down the rules. Too many aljibaji going on in the middle. Let's get over with this and make sure we play clean rugby, clean, interesting rugby. 30 minutes on the clock, 5 minutes to go. With the new regulations coming in, under 19 rules are being implemented, and that's not a very great kick by Trinity. They will have to try and work on their kicking department. Place kicking and the territorial kicking hasn't been great so far. 5 points to 8, they're trailing, and they need to make sure that they get as much a headway as possible to the Antonian half.
It has been nothing less than exciting and interesting so far. They have had a terrific game so far, and the line out has been cleanly collected, and this is
there are cries for forward, but that was a flat pass. Very well executed by the Trinidadians. Referee was right there to witness it. Here in Sri Lanka, the flat passes are being called forward. That's the norm. Trinity not managing to find headway through this Antonian defense. And loses the ball forward. Antonians will do well to counter from here. They're in a strong position. Ball coming out wide to the prop forward Vijayvardhana. Wasim now gives it to Premaratna, who cannot collect it cleanly, but is rescued by Lianage. Hands inside the rock. Very unnecessary Sheikh. That was a rock form.
And the interesting call is, will they go for the line or will they go for 3 points?
Oh, absolutely 3 points. Skipper doing Amarkon making the right decision.
And it will be Mohammad Makarim to line up the kick. It's
Makarim
right
with
in.
the opportunity to kick is about approximately 27 meters. What a water boy the Antonians have. Samuel Madhuanta, one of the most impressive freshers from the recently concluded Dialogue Club Rugby League, running water for his alma mater. I doubt whether he's run water the past 3 years, any time past 3 years. For the first 15, he was a regular member. Makarim with the conversion yet again. Nithawala pinned up silence. And this time no problem. Makarim's quicking has been so good so far. 11 points to 5. Anto in the lead.
And the skies have opened up. That will mean it will be more favorable than it is now for the forwards. And here's Tuhem Vasil, who's collected the ball, and the fullback Satish, who's thumped it down and found touch.
The downpour now getting a little heavier. Has been present throughout this game. It's been the case throughout the day. 20 forwards having a huddle almost before every line out. They can do all the huddles they need, but they need to make sure that they get this line out right. 5 points to 11. They would want to go into the half times with a lead. Trinity this time trying to make it simpler, loses the ball forward. Lost forward, and Anthony will breathe a big sigh of relief. 34 minutes on our clock.
And we have just 1 minute left on our clock.
We have less than 1 minute, 15 seconds to be exact left on our clock. But to remind you, this is not the referee's clock. He makes the final decision, assisted by the 2 assistant referees. But Antonians have been solid so far in the opening half of this game. Trinity looking very scrappy. No continuity. But Antonians, on the other hand, have tried and gotten points every time they went into the Trinity half. Good solid scrum, and Shabir breaks from the back.
That is number 6, Matish Amaratunga, the brother.
That was Daulagalu actually who carried that one Premaratna with the kick. Running into the in goal. Trinity will see it off to the deadline. And have been now restored to their original number. 15 against 15. So the Antonians have done well in the absence of Kulatunga, Gishap Kulatunga. Antonians have managed to score a try, a converted try. And also the 3-pointers. So 10 points gained. Beg your pardon, 8 points gained. Trinity now managing to salvage that ball. Referee playing advantage to Trinity. Sheikh opting to put the ball to boot yet again. Under pressure, well collected by Jaya Surya, the fullback, and the referee will bring back play to play for the penalty. Trinity making an early replacement. Tehan Karunaik brought in as the number 9. Remember, with the new rules, the coach can make 12 changes and he can use a swap player again if he needs. Helps the player management as well. Helps managing the fatigue on these youngsters. With Sri Lanka Schools Rugby adopting the World Under-19 rules into the league format. Very, very crucial, important line out for Vijay Ratna this time. Beg your pardon, that's Niranjana Vitarana. Throwing the ball in. Opts to go to the second pot, this time very cleanly collected. A good setup ball by Trinity. Marching through, marching forward, now turning to the sides. Antonians absolutely have no way of stopping this rolling ball. Going forward, making it look very easy. Trinity forwards, dominant, and referee now playing advantage. Still on the move. And referee awarding a penalty, and seems like a card is on the offing. But that was such a dominant maul. Lennox Kalaratna has seemed to have brought in the maul heroics. The referee having a chat with the Trinity skipper, Avishka Sheikh. And also Trinity this time playing with 2 debut skippers. Akram and also Navin Rajaratnam. Oh, seems like Trinity is being penalized for a kick. The penalty overturned.
It looks like
I'm at a loss on what that signal was from the referee.
It looks
motion,
like
the kicking motion. It looks like somebody has had a foot in a player's face, maybe accidentally.
It looks
but
like
Antonians will be quite relieved that they managed to get out of jail, get out from that old 22, and they will want to see this half with the lead that they hold currently, a 6-point lead.
It looks like it was Mohammad Ikram, because Avishka Sheikh and Mohammad Ikram were both handed a few words by the referee. He might have spotted something. And the line out cleanly collected by
Prem Ratna thinks that it's time that they go into the shed, and that's the end of the first half. 5 points to 11. Antonians in the lead and have been the deserving team to go into the half with a 6-point lead, because they've been the dominant team. Trinity, on the other hand, haven't been fluent. You got to give it to them. Remember, this is the first game of the season for these both teams. Trinity have shown a little bit of promise when it comes to that final maul that they set. When it was in motion, there was no way that it was going to be stopped. So there you go, the halftime confirmation, 5 points to 11. Antonians in the lead here at the Nithavela Stadium in the first Singer Schools Rugby League 2018 game to be played here in Kandy. And also there is another game that's being played today. St. Thomas is taking on St. Joseph's for the Lady Jayathalika Trophy. You can watch that as well on www.thepopper.com. We will go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will have the second half installment on Sri Lanka's #1 Sports Up, assisted by the Antonian Media Unit. Welcome back to the live action brought to you from Nittola St. Anthony's, hosting Trinity College in the season opener for both schools. What a season opener it is, and joining with me is Jude Xavier. Jude,
Hi.
you are very much part of the Antonian media unit as a whole boy. You've
Yes.
been a driving force, and how happy are you? Anthony is partnering up with thepopular.com to show the eager old boys and the eager fans of rugby this game, the season opener.
Actually, I'm extremely happy, and not only I'm happy, and it's a significant moment that we have been working on this live streaming for the past 3 years, and today we have able to sort of join hands with Papare and sort of support them, work with them, and most importantly, the students are going to get the technical knowledge of it. So that's what is most important for us.
And so far, from the reports I'm hearing, they're doing a fabulous job at it.
Yes, that's what the progress is. Like, we started in 2016, and when you see just the 3 years that we have come, and this is something big for them. And it's a small unit, but they have been consistently performing and being on the job all the time at any request. So
Same can be said on the rugby team. 11 points to 5 lead against the arch rivals Trinitians. Yes, we couldn't have a big match due to unfortunate circumstances betraying in Kandy during the last week. But what a big match this is.
looking at the scorecard, we are sitting pretty. Let's see. We have some more time. Hopefully we can pull this off.
Thank you very much, Jude. I'm sure you will have a lot of work around with the boys. Seems like you have it under control, giving them all the instructions prior to the game, and they are on autopilot.
All under control, and they are doing a pretty good job. And I must thank them. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much to the Antonian media unit for supplying us with the technical personnel who are also students of the Anthony's College. Restart by Jayasuriya. Pravinder tries to show a little bit of a step, and thank you very much, Jude.
Thank you very
for
much.
speaking to us.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Trinity trying to set things up. Now goes to Avishka Sheikh, who puts in a kick. Right underneath it is Ranavira from the Anthony's. Gives it up to Jayasuriya. Jayasuriya puts the ball to space. Collected by the Trinidadian winger, who puts the ball to touch. And now joining with me is a young student of Trinity College, Fadil, who studies in grade 10. Fadil, how do you see the game unraveling so far?
Trinity is starting off a little strong and wild play, but they might want to change their play style in the second half. They're still behind about 6 points. They might want to turn this game out with their rich history of rugby.
Antonians, on the other hand, have done well to make sure that they keep the ball close to their forwards. They've looked good building up the faces. Trinity, I thought, are trying a little too much sometimes. Premaratna now feeding on to Mahindaratna, who carries the ball forward. Who not releasing the tackler, says the referee, but the penalty has been taken in the wrong mark. The players might not be hearing. Well, penalty was for the Antonians, my friend. And the tap was not taken clearly. Elementary mistakes by the Trinidadians that time. Ikram becoming a little too eager. He needs to be a little composed. Fadil, the Antonians have built up the play very well.
Yeah.
Especially with their forwards. They've kept it close to each other. I think that is their strength.
Yes, they have been moving forward into the game, moving into the Lions' den. Moving into the Lions' den now. Although Trinity showed some strength, I think they want to win this match. The big match coming up, the cricket big match.
That time that shouldn't be a problem. There was a fair challenge from our point of view. However, the assistant referee wanted to have a word with the referee. Seems like it's deemed a tad late. So the referee wanted to have a word with the skipper. Trinity have already had one player being sin binned. So seems like that's a penalty awarded. So Antonians, a little bit of a harsh call in my books, but the referees know best. Antonian is presented with a golden opportunity now to get first points on the board in the second half. And that's a very good touch, taking them into the 5-meter mark. Trinity need to make sure that they defend well. It's not going to be easy if the Antonians opt to set this one up. Wet and soggy underfoot conditions here at Nithawela, with a slight drizzle being present here in Kandy throughout the day. Antonians opt to go to the second spot, but referee says it was a crooked throw, so Trinity getting another life. Both hookers haven't been very fluent. They haven't been hitting their mark well.
Yeah. Earlier on in the match, the skipper of Trinity missed a conversion after their first try. Now, even the weather has had its touch on the pitch. Even both skippers missing shots this evening.
Trinity seems to be using the subs to quite good effect. Jahan Karnanayaka has replaced Amit Kulatunga, who was given the number 9 jersey. Thank you very much, Father, for having a word with us. And if you have just joined us, you missed a fabulous half of rugby here in Nithawela. Antonians in the lead. Warren Veerakona. Trinity decided to run it. Warren Veerakona, good run, but all good that came off it. Undone by losing the ball forward. So the Antonians will be presented with the scrum just outside the Trinity 22.
And it looks like both Teeksha Gunasinghe and Janitu Himsar has made it to the field.
An update coming to you from the Lady Diatholica Trophy after 24 minutes. St. Joseph's College leading 12 points to 5 against St. Thomas's. Josephians have a very resilient side on paper. So their resolve will be tested today here at Havelock Park, playing the season opener for a trophy against the Tomians. Mohammad Chabi trying to break from the back of the line. Jayasuriya with a very, very attacking good line. And Antonians are looking good. A good offload there as well. This is what Anthony's have been doing very well, keeping the ball close to each other, keeping the ball close to the forwards, building face by face. Trinity, on the other hand, haven't been able to match up the numbers on the defensive part. The first try came through a big opening on the short side. This time around, they will be mindful of that. Good pressure put in there by the close-in defenders from Trinity. Swinging it out wide to no man. Seemed like the Trinitian who came out there did have a hand. Yes. Referee has spotted the loss forward, and there will be a scrum for the Antonians.
It was scrappy play by both the teams. Antonians were inches away from the try line, and Trinity, when got the opposition on the back foot, knocked it on, and this might be because of the muddy conditions here at Nithawala, and yet it is still a converted try difference for Trinity to be back again on the lead.
Absolutely, but the Eagles are not making things easy for the Trinitians. Free kick awarded to Trinity. We will see for what it was awarded though. Reshan Bandarnaik given the responsibility. And Trinity, after much deliberation, opts to go for a scrum. Took a little while to make that decision. Jahan Karunanaik in the number 23 jersey coming in place of Amit Kulatunga will have to make an impression if he is to get that number 9 jersey. Number 8, Kalanaratne smashed that time, but referee says there was a foot in that scrum. So penalty awarded to Trinity. Bandarnaik now taking the responsibility of kicking the ball to touch, and that's not a very good touch by Bandarnaik. Kicking has been awful for the Lions so far. Niranjan Vitarna in the number 2 jersey for Trinity. Trinity going on a 5-man line out. Antonians haven't matched up the numbers. Quick ball out to Warren Virakon. Tucks the ball in and it's hard. Sheikh carrying the ball into the tackle. Forwards will have to do quite a bit of work now, but the ball goes out on the full.
Here's Vishwaran Raja with the ball, and it's Mohammad Ikram now crashing in, cleared out by Praveen. Joshua, I beg your pardon, and the ball spread wide to Warren Virakon.
Virakon with a shove and go, big fend off. And the offload was not cleanly collected, left behind, says the referee. So they continue with Trinity holding on to possession. Sheikh doing the scrum off duties. That will be coming from the sides. Penalized, yes. He didn't come through the gate, the Antonian defender.
And
Trinity now wanting to have a little word. Reshan Bandarnaik need to make sure that he gets this kick on target. We are going to see quite a bit of cramps coming up with these wet and soggy underfoot conditions. The boots and the socks are going to be quite heavy. The players will find it a little hard. Very, very important line out for Trinity here. Play stopped now due to a player going down with an injury. Referee will quickly make a decision. Yes, there you go. The Antonian skipper seems to be the one being attended to. Amarkon, yes, he will be replaced with the rolling subs. He will be able to try and recover and come back to lead the Antonians. The number 16 jersey coming in. Niranjan Vitharana. The last time Trinity set up the ball, they looked solid. There was no stopping them. This time they go to the second spot. Very well set Maul, breaking away from the back. Antonians doing well to momentarily stop it. Referee playing advantage to Trinity. Trinidadians now trying to keep the ball together near the forwards. Ikram to carry the ball forward. Quick pick and go by the nippy scrum half, Tehan, but not managing to find any headway through the Antonian defense. Now the forwards will look to snake this one, and referee will come back for the penalty. Need to take it quickly. Lennox Kalanaratna thinks about it, but Warren Virakon says no mate. And he takes the ball to contact, inches away. Warren Virakon, Trinity going on the short side, and referee stops play. He wants to have a word with the assistant referee. And the try is awarded. So Trinidadians come away with the try. Seems like it was the debut skipper, Mohammad Ikram, who touched down for the Lions. 5 points to 11 with the conversion to come. And Trinity hit back and get the first points on the board in the second half.
And it will be Avishka Sheikh who's lining up the conversion. It will be a tough kick for Sheikh. Down by the left corner flag. If he converts this, the Lions are back in the lead. It will be 12 points to 11.
Here it's a very interesting kick for Avishka Sheikh. He hasn't looked very good, but this try opens out the game. 10 points to 11. There's absolutely nothing in it. Well, this is not ideal. There was silence while the Antonians were kicking, but Trinidadians are not receiving the same welcome though from the Antonians. But sanity seems to have been prevailed by some concerned Antonians. Sheikh's kick is absolutely nowhere. Terrible kick by Avishka Sheikh yet again. Trinity really need to try and focus on their kicking, because remember, 2 kicks not converted, that's 4 points there, and also a penalty, 7 points gone a begging so far this game. And if they had gotten those 7, they would have been in a fairly comfortable lead of 17 points to 11. But we need to cut some slack as well. Opening game, there'll be a little bit of nerves from both sides.
And muddy conditions underfoot as well. So the kickers might have slippery conditions. They do have slippery conditions.
Trinidadians now trying to set up from that restart. Yet again, Avishka Sheikh kicking. Not finding much ground, but finding touch. And bringing play back to the proximity of the 50-meter mark. 10 points to 11. Interesting game we have on our hands. And a big welcome to all of you who are joining us on www.thepapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, and also on the Antonian Media Unit page. This live telecast brought to you in partnership with the Antonian Media Unit, who are supplying us with the technical personnel, who are members of the Antonian media unit. So big shout out and a thank you to them. Kick from the middle. Nobody to collect it. Bandar Naik arrives in time and replies with a kick of his own. Nobody from Antonians wanting it. Finally, Prem Ratna, the man grabbing it, did very well to collect that under pressure. And this time Trinity being penalized for going from the sides. Rightfully so, they didn't enter from the gate. Antonians have been controlling this game very well. They haven't let the Lions run loose. They have put a lid on the Lions so far. Makarim with the kick to touch, and that's a fairly good kick, earning his team good 15 to 20 meters.
And it looks like they have Amar Singh down in the far corner as well.
Antonian number 3, Vijayvardhana, who's been given the responsibility of throwing in, has been fairly good in this game, finding his mark more often than not. That time trying to be cheeky, trying to go to the number 1 option, and he's ripped by Trinity. Referee says lost forward by the Antonians. So Trinity will be presented with the scrum. And the plan here is very clear. Trinitians are looking to play the territorial game. Now Wakita Sakalasuriya coming into the number 10 position, with Tavish Kashik moving on to the wing 3 position. Very good looking line for Trinity now. Sakalasuriya, Warren Veerakon, Rajaratnam and Avish Kashik. So Trinity needs to make sure that they use more of these backs who are very lethal and who have plenty of international experience as well. Penalty quickly taken. Kaleratna jumps over the first tackler. Referee playing advantage for Antonian. It's not been 10 meters. They will push them back 10 more meters. Bandar Naik again being given the responsibility of kicking the ball into touch. Hasn't been very good with his territorial kicking, Bandar Naik, but gains very decent yards. Trinidadians will want to make sure that they build faces from this line out. It's going to be very important, because if they can score, if they can get into the lead, it will be a crucial moment in this match. Going to the second pod, lost line out again. Antonians salvage that just at the 22-meter mark. They need to remember that the ball was brought back. Kicking it out on the full will present Trinity with an opportunity. Very good kick that to Bandar Naik. Begapana, Ranaraja, Sheikh gives it out to Rajaratnam, who takes the ball inside. Hands in the ruck, that will be a penalty. Antonians need to make sure that they continue the good discipline that they showed in the first half of the game, because if the discipline is going to waver, it's going to have a telling effect on this game. 3 penalties on the trot now, and if there are any more penalties that come, the referee will reach out to his pocket. This time no trouble with the line out. Trinitians have looked dangerous whenever they manage to get their hands on the ball in the line out. Getting their hands on the ball has been the problem.
And it was from a similar spot that they scored their last try.
Yet again won by the Antonians. Very good work by the Antonian jumper. Managing to get their hands on it. And referee penalizing the Trinitians. So the Antonians with an opportunity to get out of jail. Jayasuriya's kick finds touch. Just meters away from the 22-meter line. Now it's up to the Trinity jumpers to replicate what the Antonians did. It's not going to be easy. They have very tall jumpers, the Antonians, who are able to clear quite a height. Going to the third pod, not collected cleanly, but manages to hold on to possession. Trinity with a great counter ruck. But referee penalizes Trinity for closing the gap, and a free kick, short-term penalty is offered to the Antonians. That's a terrible, terrible kick. Good pressure put on the receiver though, who manages to collect it cleanly for Trinity. Trinity now sending the ball out wide. And on the corner is Vishwarana Raja, who has a lot of pace. We saw him at the concluded 7th last year. Seems like the Antonians have managed to turn over possession. Now on the counter, Jayasuriya trying to chip ahead, but is met with a very good tackle, blocking the ball as well. So a little bit of scrappy play from both teams. Antonian still holding the lead, 11 points to 10 in this season opener for Trinity College and St. Anthony's College here in Nittawala. So we've witnessed some good open rugby and also some mistakes when it comes to set pieces. Quite expected given the fact that it's the first game. Players are still, yes, they have played the practice matches beforehand, but this is the real deal when it comes to this. Players will be a little shaky, we all know that. Trinity need to make sure that they get their act together when it comes to especially the line out, which has been a real problem for them. Antonians now setting it up. Referee playing advantage for a Trinity player going from the sides. Antonians with a penalty advantage. Makarim kicking from the middle. Sheikh collects it, but the referee will come back for the penalty. It's been a stop-start affair. Not necessarily betraying to the current weather conditions, but the mistakes by both teams. 60 minutes on our clock, 10 minutes to play. Anthony is with a 1-point lead. And that's a decent touch.
First game in Kandy, and what a game that is turning out to be.
Oh, absolutely. Plenty of crowd here at Nittawala, despite being a working day, despite being a very gloomy and a rainy day. Oh, that time around, Trinity managing to steal the ball from the Antonians. Sakalasuriya running through the middle. Sakalasuriya, fresh legs, one man to beat. Should have offloaded that time, mate. Trinity scrambling to secure that ball. Good run by Sakalasuriya though. Trinity need to be patient in attack. That's what's really necessary from them. Building up faces. Now Tehan gives it to Sakalasuriya. Shows and wants to go himself. Breaks through 2 tackles and takes 4 men to bring him down. Tehan now to Sheikh as the first receiver. Gives it out to the number 7, his debut skipper, Akram. Now Joshua Peda has done a bulk of work for Trinity. The number 16 for Trinity, Mahdi Abdullah. Warren Virakon now on the march. But Warren Virakon penalized for holding on to that ball. Second time his make headway and given the position away to the opposition side Virakon. Very unnecessary because the Antonian defense was in tatters. If Trinity could have built on another phase and sent the ball out, they would have been able to try and score a try, but Antonians get a line out from where they lost one. Now the onus is back on the Antonian snooker to make sure that he doesn't repeat the earlier mistake and to make sure that his team has valuable possession, because in attack the Eagles have looked soaring. They have looked very good. Yet again Trinity jumper managing to get a hand on it, but the ball sails into the touchline.
It looks like that Trinity have identified that most of the line-outs have been collected by Mohammad Shabir, the tallest player and the most influential. So they've identified that, and they are getting the job done, turning over the last few line-outs.
Great battle by Makar Akram and Shabir. Now Antonians are sending it out wide. Akita Sakalisuriya not managing to tackle the man. Space on the outside, trying to run in. Is met by a Trinity defender. Antonians have played very close to each other. Another penalty. To Anthony's, there have been a truckload of penalties in this game. Antonians yet again opting to kick the ball to touch. An update from Lady Jayatalika Trophy. Josephines are holding on to their lead, 14 points to 5 against St. Thomas. Happening currently in Colombo. And returning skipper Marconi is being met with loud cheers. Effect of the rolling subsystem with Vijay Vardhana being replaced by the skipper Marcon. Again a crucial line out for the Antonians if they can score from here. Oh, terrible throw, overthrown and not hitting the mark. But Antonians still come away with possession. Forwards creeping in close to each other. Trinity need to be mindful of that short side. Remember, they conceded a try due to exposing that short side. Missed pass that time, and the referee was right on the money. Lost forward, says the referee. So Trinity will breathe a big sigh of relief. Replacements coming in. Starting number 9, Amit Kulatunga back on park. And Joshua Peter is been replaced. So actually good to see the rolling subsystem in effect here, which gives players time to reassess the earlier performance and then come back. Kulatunga will have gotten a few pointers from his coach Lotte Raikabula on which gaps to try and exploit. Kalararatna gives it to Kulatunga. Cutting back inside is Sheikh, pumping his legs. Finally brought down by the Antonians. Now Kulatunga sending it out wide. Trinity have numbers on the outside. And attacking the corner, one man to beat. Cuts back inside, great run. Great run by Rajaratnam, still on the move. Needs support, gets back onto his feet. Not held in the tackle. Mohammad Ikram seems like he's in a terrible trouble with his knee. We hope it's not his knee. He gets back on to his feet and comes back. Trinity now need to get their composure. They need to settle down. Bill faces. Not try too many things. And here is Rajaratnam yet again. What a strong run he's had. Antonians bouncing on it. Brilliant, brilliant work by the Antonian defense. Right on the money. And if you want to know how to turn a ball over, that is exactly how to stand right on top of the tackler and turn that over. Jayasuriya trying to run from his own 22. Loses the ball forward. Very, very unfortunate. Jayasuriya, what were you thinking? You are in your own 22. Try and get out of jail as soon as possible, son.
And we can see two players, three in fact, three Antonian players down. This is the opportunity Trinity has been waiting for. They have to score now. The game is on the line. The first match of the season for both the teams. And this is the opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. 2 minutes to go on our clock. Less than 2 minutes actually to go on our clock. Referee coming down to a player who's injured, an Antonian. Will have to be replaced with the light surely fading here in Mittavela. The game kick-started at 4 o'clock, and if you're joining us on www.thepopray.com or on the Antonian Media Unit page, a warm welcome to the season opener here in Kandy. Two arch rivals, two big match rivals taking on each other, and the Antonians are currently in the lead with a solitary point. Just 1 point differentiating the two teams. Trinity with 10 points. With a great opportunity attacking a scrum inside the 22. So they will want to make the most of this. Trinity skipper Sheikh has been taken out. Oh, he's come back in. He's going to have a quick chit-chat with his coach, I believe.
And look like Makarim is going off the field. And plenty of replacements for Antonians as well. Trinity with the feed.
Kulatunga with the feed. He's safely at the back. Sends it to Sakalasuriya. Gives it inside to Rajaratnam, who runs into traffic. Trinity has numbers on the outside. Kulatunga under pressure. Mohammad Akram. Ikram with the carry. Antonian attempt at turning that over is not successful. Sakalasuriya now gives it out to Veerakon. Veerakon to Sheikh. Sheikh will run into the try line, trying to go under the post, but that could be the winning try for Trinity College. Sheikh with the try, and Trinitians are elated. They know it's the dying minutes of the game, but very, very unfortunate for the Antonians. They've done so well so far in this game. Up until the second half, final minutes of the second half, they've done so well, but when it comes to the time that matters, Trinity seems to be pulling away. Important kick coming up. Sakalasuriya will be the man in charge of taking the 2 points. Sakalasuriya with a very, very important conversion just inside the 22 mark. Slight angle. If he can get this 2 points, his team will be 6 points clear of the Antonians, and not successful. Oh, that is absolutely unnecessary by the Antonians, who were charging in on the man. Just unnecessary, because you can only charge the kicker, you cannot touch him. Lucky for him, the referee didn't see that. The Antonians now wanting to hurry. approximately about 3 to 4 minutes remaining, with quite a bit of stoppage time coming our way. Cleanly collected by the Trinidadians, and Sakala Surya looking for touch. Finds good touch and brings play up to the proximity of the 50-meter mark. 15 points to 11. Trinity's taken back the lead. 4 points clear of the Antonians, so a penalty will not cut it. They will have to score a try, the Antonians. Another line-out opportunity to Shabir, and yet again stolen by Trinity. Now they've, like Kavin mentioned, they have recognized the fact that Shabir is the main go-to man. Akram going alone into contact. He needs to make sure that he takes support players. Track and trailer by Trinity.
It's time they are playing with now. The pick and goes, the clearance. Here's Zakatsuria.
The ball in the middle, a little bit of miscommunication by the Antonians, but finally managing to come away with it. Now they have a golden opportunity to counter. They have numbers on the open side. A pass delayed. Trinity trying to turn that ball over. Now they need to let it go. Coming in from the sides, says the referee. So Anthony's playing with penalty advantage. Trying to go through the blind side. 15 to 11. Dying stages of this game. Anthony's with a penalty. They need to hurry. Show some urgency. What will their option be? Will they kick the touch or take a quick tap?
And what Trinity have done very well is that they've used the rolling subs very well. The Antonians haven't used the rolling subs. Some of them are pretty tired right now.
Cardinal error here. Not kicking the ball into touch in this 10 minutes of the game. Avish Kashik kicks it back to the Antonians. That's a nothing kick, really. Absolutely nothing kick. Trinity managing to salvage the ball in their own 22. Will be looking to get out of jail. And that is the game. That's the end of the game. The referee decides that it's full time. So Trinity College breaks the Antonian hearts as they win this encounter for yet another year. 15 points to 11. Great show by the Trinitians and resolve to end this game. But look at that camaraderie, really. That's what you want. Both teams hugging it out. They've played a very, very hard-fought game here. But one team needs to win and one team needs to lose. But at the end of the day, Rugby needs to be the winner ultimately. 15 points to 11 is the full-time score here at Nittavilla. And it's time that we decide on the player of the match. Kavit, difficult one to call because we didn't see exemplary performances. But for me, the man will be Naveen Rajaratnam from Trinity, wearing that number 13 jersey. He was very good in defense and also in attack.
Yes, very. He was the instrumental rather in the try. Sheik went over for.
Firecrackers going off, maybe some that were bought. And here is the stat card. Trinidadians with 3 tries, no conversions. That's going to concern the coach. Antonians, on the other hand, got a solitary try and 2 penalties to their 11 points. Antonians, unfortunately, did not score a single point in the second half. So Trinity winning the game in the second half, 10 points to nil, having trailed in the first half, 5 points to 11. And the Papare.com player of the match is Naveen Rajaratnam, the Trinity Centre, who did a lot of good work, but also mentions need to be made about the Antonians, especially Makarim, who was also good in the middle. And to all of you who are joining us on www.thepapare.com and also on the Antonian Media Unit page, thank you very much for joining us on the season opener of 2018 Singer Schools Rugby League here in Kandy. Trinity College managing to get the better of Antonian in this game and continues their winning streak against their friendly rivals, who they've had a rivalry of cricket for more than a century now, and also has a rich rivalry when it comes to rugby. That is it on the Papare.com and our live telecast. And the 100. Those of you who are not able to make it to Kandy to witness this fabulous big match, and that is it from us from Nittavela. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this thrilling affair. And Sudarshan Peri signing off alongside Kavint Rajapaksa, the Antonian media unit who has supplied us the technical know-how, and also the Papare.com production team. Until next time, sharing the passion.